There is a quiet that lives only in your eyes, a hush the world forgets, and yet I remember it each time you look at me. Stillness carries all the warmth of distant summers and the hush of falling snow. In your eyes, I find echoes of things I never told anyone, the corners of my dreams, the softness of unspoken fears, and the music of love that needs no language. You don't just see me, you understand me, even when I don't speak, especially when I don't speak. When I meet your gaze, it feels like coming home to a place I've never visited, but somehow always missed. No matter where we are, how far the road stretches, or how loud the world becomes, your eyes are my compass. They realign me. And when I lose myself, they find me. I never believed that something so simple, a glance, a look, could carry the entire geography of love, but yours do. In your eyes, I've seen everything I've been searching for, and everything I never knew I needed. Sometimes I imagine how the stars must envy you, not for your light, though it dazzles in ways even they cannot match, but for the constancy, the way your eyes remain, always, a sanctuary. In them I found storms and stillness, sunrises and safe harbors. I used to think home was a place, somewhere rooted in bricks or the folds of memory, but now I know better. Home is not a structure, it's a soul, a feeling, a pair of eyes that hold you as you are, and never ask you to be anything more. There's a story written in the soft flicker of your gaze, one that changes with every breath, yet always ends in the same place, me held quietly in the haven of you. I could spend a lifetime reading that story, and never grow tired. And the truth is, I do. Every day I fall into the pages of your expression, and every day I come back to the same realization, in your eyes, I've already found everything. Your silence speaks in ways the universe can't. When you look at me, it's not just affection, it's an anchor. You hold the parts of me that have long trembled beneath the surface, and somehow you soothe them without even trying. There's nothing hurried about your gaze. It's patient, like a river smoothing stone, like a song that never needs to end. When the world feels like too much, too loud, too cruel, I turn to you, and it's as if the noise ceases. You are quietude in a world addicted to chaos. You remind me of forgotten lullabies, and the first breath after a long cry. And I realize that my heartbeat doesn't just quicken when you're near, it steadies. I no longer long for escape or distant shores. I no longer wonder where I belong. Because with every glance, every soft focus of your eyes resting upon me, I remember, I am already there, I am home. I have always been home, in you. I used to be afraid of falling, of handing my heart to someone and watching it crack under the weight of misunderstanding. But with you, I didn't fall, I floated. You didn't catch me, you rose with me. It was effortless. You never asked for my vulnerability, but you protected it anyway, and in your eyes I found courage. I saw the strength to be soft, to be whole, to be honest. There's a tenderness in the way you see me, as if I'm made of something worth treasuring, not just touching. And in return, I see you too, not just the way you smile, or laugh, or think, but the way your heart flickers behind every look. I see the boy you were, the man you are, and the dreams you still carry. I want to live in those dreams. I want to be the chapter you turn to when the world feels unreadable. Because in your eyes, I see the promise of everything good, everything lasting. And I know, without doubt, I belong to that light. There are moments, late in the quiet hours, when your gaze meets mine and everything else disappears. I forget about clocks and calendars, deadlines and distance. All that remains is this soft, sacred thing between us, this knowing. Sometimes I think love isn't something we fall into, but something we awaken inside each other. You stirred something in me that had been asleep far too long, a belief in magic, in constancy, in the purity of being seen. I never needed flowers or grand declarations, just the truth in your eyes. And you've given me that, again and again. Even on days when I felt unworthy, even in shadows, especially in shadows. You saw me, and that is the most romantic thing anyone has ever done for me. I don't need to hold your hand to feel close to you, because the space between us is filled with glances, with gestures, with the music of mutual understanding. And when your eyes meet mine, I know, I have already touched forever. Sometimes I wonder how such a simple thing, two eyes meeting, can change everything. It's like the whole world tilts, ever so slightly, in our direction. And suddenly the impossible feels manageable, the broken pieces feel mendable, and the quiet between words feels like poetry. You've turned my world into verses, I carry you in every line. You've taught me that intimacy isn't just found in touch or talk, but in the brave act of seeing and allowing yourself to be seen. No mask, no pretense, just raw beating truth. That's what your eyes offer me. A mirror, yes, but also a window. Through them I've glimpsed a future full of shared sunrises, stolen smiles, and the kind of love that lingers even in silence. I don't fear the years ahead, the gray, the change, the weather of life, because I've seen something unshakable in your gaze. Something that tells me we'll weather it together. I'm not afraid of the world anymore, because you're in it. And in your eyes I've found peace. Even in distance, your eyes stay with me. I close mine, and there they are, soft, steady, unwavering. They are my favorite memory and my quiet hope. When I feel lost in crowds, or the weight of days grows too heavy, I find you there, like the quiet between waves. And I know that no matter where I go, I carry a piece of home inside me. You've imprinted on me, not just in thought, but in soul. Love, as I've come to know it, isn't about possession or promises, it's about presence. And your presence lives in your gaze, in the way it holds me together when I feel like falling apart. Sometimes I wonder if you know the kind of alchemy you perform with just a glance. You transmute fear into hope, pain into understanding, doubt into devotion. I never expected to find this kind of love, but I did. I found it where I least expected it. Not in fireworks, but in flickers. In your eyes I found the quiet revolution of being fully known. You once looked at me as if I was art, not flawless, but worth lingering over. And that look changed everything. You made me believe that even the parts of me I hid, the cracks, the flaws, the faded colors, were worthy of attention. You didn't ask me to be perfect. You asked me to be real. And you loved me all the more for it. That kind of love is rare. It's sacred, and I hold it gently in my hands, afraid sometimes that I'll wake up and find it gone. But then you look at me again, and I realize, it's not going anywhere. This isn't a fleeting thing. This is a forever thing. I no longer need to chase love in faraway places, or make noise to feel heard. In your gaze, I've found everything I need: reverence, refuge, reality. And I promise, I'll always look at you the way you look at me, with a heart wide open, with awe and with the quiet conviction that I'm already home. You see, it's not just that I love you, it's that I trust you. There's a safety in your eyes that no fortress could match. You hold space for me, even when I don't know how to hold it for myself. And that is the truest kind of love. You don't just listen, you hear. You don't just look, you perceive. You don't just love, you understand. I've seen the world try to dim your light, and I've watched you shine anyway. Your strength doesn't come from how loud you are, it comes from how deeply you feel. And when those eyes rest on me, I know I've been chosen by someone extraordinary. If I had nothing else, no riches, no glory, no accolades, I would still feel like the luckiest soul alive, because I have your eyes looking at me like I'm enough. And that is a treasure no time or tide could erode. So stay with me in the quiet, in the storm, in the sunlight, and the shadows. For in your eyes, I've already found forever. And so I end where I began, with your eyes, my harbor, my map, my reason. I could live 1,000 lives and never find another soul who sees me the way you do. The world may change, as it always does, but your gaze remains my constant. In it I have lived 1,000 love stories. I have danced under invisible moons, held hands in remembered winters, and kissed you across lifetimes. I want nothing more, nothing less, just you, just the way you look at me, when everything else fades. I want to wake each day with your eyes finding mine, even if they say nothing, because in them, I hear everything. I'll spend forever rediscovering the universe, in your gaze, reading the lines of love and longing written just for me. I'll be the echo to your silence, the hush to your heartbeat, the breath to your soul. And in that silent language we share, I will tell you this again and again. In your eyes, I found my beginning, my middle, my end. In your eyes, I found my home.